Well, hello and welcome again to Blue Garden Cottage. Lovely to have you along with us. It's been a crazy week, a shocking week, and a busy week, as per usual. So I will let you in on what's been happening. Here we are crafting again. I am altering a pattern to make it a little bit wider, because this is for a sleigh and the length is fine, but the width is a little bit narrow, so we're widening up the pieces at least half a centimeter each side wider. Well, anyway, I won't bore you much longer with what I'm doing with the pattern. I'll show you more in a second. So now I am transferring the pattern from the tracing paper onto the wood with the carbon paper. Do you know how expensive carbon paper is? Man, for just 10 sheets of carbon paper it was £5. That is so expensive. Right, now I want this one here. Is that going to be wide enough? The other side, the knot, because we do not want to cut through a knot. It is a pain in the butt to cut through a knot, especially when something's going to be this thin. Okay, let's take it right to the edge. Oh, that's just hitting the edge of that. Oof, knot. Let's make sure these are dark enough so you can see them in the shade. Eesh. Cutting it fine, cutting it fine. Let's make sure these lines are sharp enough and good enough to see. And we have to make do. That's all we ever seem to do in this house, is make do. But it works. It works out fine. Works out fine. Oh yes, and before I forget as well, that the corbels are ready to go on the fireplace. And I have yet to send the questions to my chimney sweep to answer for us. I was wanting to do an interview with him, but I think he might be a bit busy for interviews. Though if I send him an email and ask him some questions and his opinion on certain things, then he can just email me the answers and I'll share them with you, and I'll put his details in the link in the description box for the next video. Not this one, hopefully the next one. So it'll be good to get his take on things, because there seems to be a lot going on as far as wood burners are concerned, and it's best to check these things out before you make any decisions about getting one, because they are very expensive to get and put in, and then there's all sorts of considerations. So I'll clarify some of them for you, and I'll let you know. I'll give you all the details in the next video. There we go. That is ready. You see that? Yep, that is number 3, 4 and 5. So that's all the seats, and that is the bottom, that is the front that goes there. That is what we need for one sleigh. That will all be cut out, sanded, tidied up, and then assembled to make that. There you are. Oh, and there's one corbel that will go under the mantle. The mantle will go across. That will go down the back. It's got 3 nice colours in. When it's all assembled, it'll all be oiled nicely, and that'll stand out nicely with the wood. The grain will also show you that when that's done as well. That can go on the fireplace. This can be done. I've got 2 of them cut, so we'll have 2 sleighs. Hopefully the wood doesn't crack. And then comes the lovely painting, decorating side of it. So that's 2 things there done. And these patterns I shall keep in the box with all the patterns, with the carbon paper, the very expensive carbon paper, and the tracing paper, all kept in order. Just sticking the bits together now then. Well, here are the 2 sleighs assembled, ready to be painted and tarted up, made all pretty and special. I have come up with a new design for a different type of sleigh. This was the one we found out of a book, and I came up with our own design. So this is our own design, and I will copyright that today. These are bits for 2 more of these, but altered, because I've changed the design to cut out these little frilly bits there to make it more sleek. So 2 altered of those designs, 2 small ones same size as those of this design, and 2 big ones of this size in that design. So there are some of their bits waiting there to be assembled. In the meantime, remember the make, do and mend bits that I keep talking about that we like doing? And hubby made me these 2 knives for chopping herbs and veggies. And these were made, if you recognize it, out of the blades from an old blender, food processor blender that was broken. No good. So he took the blades, put them in here, made them extra sharp, and now they're really good for chopping herbs anyway. So this came out really nice. So they'll be polished up. So I have 2 vegetable chopping knives. Somebody might get one for a prezi. As to the fireplace, well, it's now done. The wood surround is on, the corbels that he made for me are on, and the mantle is on. We've been drawing up some rough plans of making wall shelving on that wall. There's the fireplace and the mirror, and we're making shelving right the way across the whole wall, and the TV cabinet and bits under there in the dog's bed under the corner. So this is just a rough plan. We'll draw it out properly, and we will eventually build that. So very busy with the crafting and keeping busy, but it all helps. If you can hear my voice is not quite the same as it usually is, that's because this week we got a bit ill. By Tuesday started getting a cough. That's not normal for me. I don't normally get a cough unless it's associated with an infection after hay fever, when it moves down to my chest, which is, I get hay fever every year, but I don't get the flu and I don't get colds very often. So when I started coughing on Tuesday and it just did not feel right, I said to my son, who also started coughing on the same day, we had better go and get tested. We did the very next morning, and the very next day today, results come back, we're both positive for COVID. So now it's figuring out where it's come from. We figured that out and informed our contacts, so we were quite surprised that we did get ill, but now we're isolating for the 10 days since the day we went for our test, because that was literally, well, actually the day before counts, because that's when we noticed our first symptoms. So we're isolating now, And hopefully, when that's passed, we'll still continue to be careful, but even more so than ever before, we need to protect others as well as ourselves. We thought we were, but obviously not enough. So we will be even more careful than ever before. So there you are. That's where we are at this week. Crafting away. The fireplace is finished apart from the mirror, which we'll do by and by. We'll get quite a bit done in the next 10 days, I'm sure. Next week, I hope to bring you some more information concerning the wood burner situation, and I shall speak to you then. Excuse me for not being my usual self. I am sure that this virus is even affecting my intelligence, because I am having so many absent-minded moments. It's probably just because I'm feeling rough, but it must be seriously pickling my brain. It's been nice to catch up with you and let you know what we're doing so far. I'm hoping to have a chat with you soon, as just a general chat instead of just an update. It would be lovely to hear from you. Do like, subscribe if you wish to do so. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that when I post a video, you will get to know about it. And do comment if you like to. I love hearing from you all. So whatever the weather brings this next week, I hope you have a good week. I shall speak to you again next week. Have a good one. Take care all. Bye bye.